Hi guys, this is Heather with Balanced Bodies, and I'm demonstrating for you our bar workout 1.3 today. So we're going to start here in parallel position. You're going to have your feet right about under the hips with the feet parallel to one another. We're going to tuck that tailbone under, lift with the belly, shoulders down and back, and chest lifted. We're going to start with the hand just relaxed by the side for this one. Starting with our parallel releves. So releve means to rise, just up onto the toes, lifting the heels for 16. The next exercise that we're going to be doing is staying high in that releve, coming down into a plie with the heels lifted. So we're bending the knees. I turn side for you here. You notice the belly stays really tucked. And then we pull everything back together. Bend the knees, keep those heels up. If you need to modify this one, you can keep the heels down. Just like this. And then the next movement we're going to go into is the quick pulse. So same position with the heels up or down, quick pulse. So you're going to stay low, pulsing through that movement. Make sure that the tailbone stays tucked under and that pelvis is really pulled in tight so that we don't get that sway in the low back. And then we're going to add a pelvic tilt here. So keep those heels up if you can. And we're going to tilt back and under, back and under. So we're using these deep core muscles right here. And we do them slow and then we do them quick. So really activating the core, feeling those legs fire up. Then we're going to add an opening and closing of the knees. So in that parallel position, still keeping those heels up, you're going to open the knees and squeeze and close. Open and close. We'll do them slow, and then we'll do them quick. And then we're going to go into a calf raise movement, so dropping the heels down and rising up. We'll do these slow, so notice the heels don't drop all the way to the floor. They just barely come down and lift straight back up. And then from here we do quick. So just really quick, 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 quick. Get those calves fired up. After that, we're going to let those legs stretch out. Stretch the quad, knee pointed straight down at the floor. Pop that heel in front. Bend the opposite knee. Hinge forward to stretch out the back of the leg. And same thing other side. Alright guys, so we're going to the mat work now. Our first section here, we're going to start in a tabletop position. So on hands and knees, make sure the hands are right under the shoulders, the knees are right underneath the hips. We're going to start by extending the right arm and the left leg. Nice and long, reach out through the toes, reach out through the hand. Then we're going to pull the elbow and the knee together, extend back out. Pull together and extend back out. We'll do them slow. And make sure that that belly stays pulled up nice and tight here. And then we'll also do them quick. As quick as you can without compromising that core. We'll repeat on the other side with the left arm and the right leg. Same movement, slow and quick. Alright, so once we finish those, just to stretch out the back, little cat-cow stretch, arch the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. And then cow, we take that head lifted, pulling the ribs forward, lifting the tail, just working back and forth through that spine a few times. Coming back to that tabletop position, now we're going to move into our downward dog. So, starting plank, release the heels down, lift the hips, push back through the hands. From here, you're going to lower the hips, down to plank position, lift up, and lower. Feel the back of the legs stretch here, and then lower into that plank with the hands, or the chest right over the hands, okay? To add a challenge for these on your next set, you're going to take the right leg, extend it up, and then pull it to the chest. Extend it up, and pull it to the chest. You'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Extend up, pull it in. Extend up, and pull it in. From here, in position to begin our tricep push-ups or our close grip push-ups. Hands are in, right underneath those shoulders, dragging the elbows along the ribs to lower down, and then pressing into those hands to come up. To modify, touch the knees down, and lower. When we finish, we're all the way down on that floor, ready to work the back. Toes are relaxed. Now we flip the feet over, about the width of your mat, hands outside the shoulders, and you're just gonna lift and lower right here. So once we've done a few of these, you're gonna hold up high. You're gonna swim the arms. So we're gonna come out, wide, and back in, and hold. So it's 1, 2, 3, hold 4. 1, 2, 3, hold 4. To modify, you can lower on that fourth count. So it's 1, 2, 3, and lower. When we finish those, lift up, push back, child's pose, relax the back. Come back for one more set. If this feels okay for your back and you don't have any pinching or tightening here, you can add the legs. So you're gonna lift everything and lower. Doing this whole series and holding up, extending out for those swims, staying up if you can, or lowering on the fourth count. And then you are done with this section. We want to make sure we get a little tricep stretch, so we're going to get in this kneeling position. Take the right elbow up, turn, look under that arm, pull up and over, a little stretch, and same thing other side. That's it. All right, guys, so we're going into our second bar section in our workout. So we're going to start in second position. So out nice and wide with the feet. We want to be careful here that the knees track towards the middle toes. So take a second to check here and make sure that you've got your knees in position. They're not falling to the inside. If they are, you might need to bring your feet forward a little bit. Okay? So in that second position, we've got our arm out in second. We're going to take that grand plie and pressing to the top. Really squeeze right here. Feel the back of the hips. Feel the glutes engage as you squeeze to the top. Pressing into the heels. We'll also drop and pulse in this position. So we'll drop down and pulse. Really sink down, 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 down. Yes. Okay, so then we're going to stay here. Stay low in that grand plie. And we're going to lift the heels and drop. Lift and drop. Yes. And then we're going to keep those heels nice and high. And we're going to pulse here. Okay? So once we finish pulsing here, we're going to drop those heels. We're going to take the hands onto the knees. I'm going to turn to show you this one. So, for this one, we're going to pull the hips back and then tuck that tailbone under, pull the pelvis through. Tuck the hips back, stay tight in the belly, and then pull through. So we'll do them slow, with a lot of control here, and then we'll do them quick. You want to think back, 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 back. Okay? So from here, we'll straighten the legs, give them a little rest. Coming back to show you here, we're going to go from that lunge, from that grand plie, that second position grand plie. We're going to turn to the bar or the chair, and we're going to lunge down. 90 degrees at both knees here, squaring up to your chair. Open out to the second position, turn back to the lunge. So we start these slow, and then we speed them up. So as quick as you can go with good form, sink and sink. When we finish these, we're going to stay in that lunge position, just lifting and lowering. Think about squeezing the top of the thigh bones together as you come to the top. We'll hold at the bottom, and we'll pulse, pulse, pulse. Really burn it out here. We'll stay low when we finish those. And we're just going to press the back of that knee to straighten. And then pull that knee forward. Press back, pull forward. So instead of coming up and down here, you notice my upper body is not moving. I'm just pulling the knee forward, extending it back. We do it slow, we do it quick. As quick as we can here. And then from here, we're just going to stretch out. We're going to take those feet a little closer together. Straighten out both of the knees. Hinge forward, bringing your chest towards your chair. Feel that stretch, that pull behind the front leg. Lift up, stretch out that quad. I know it's fired up. And then we'll take the right ankle over the left knee, sink the hips back, and stretch. Repeat the same thing on the other side. And you're done. All right, we're going back to the mat now. We're going to lay all the way down on the mat to start for a Pilates roll-up. We're gonna have those arms overhead, and we're extended out nice and long here. We're gonna take a big inhale, draw the belly to the spine, take the hands in front of the shoulders, pull towards those fingertips to peel up as you exhale. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, take a nice big stretch up towards the sky. Low back hits first, rounding the spine all the way down, and then arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So once we finish our last one, we just come to the top, and then we're going to get in our V-sit position. So we're going to take our feet, bending at the knees, heels down with the toes up, really hinging back and pulling the belly button in, flatten out that belly. So we don't want everything to bunch to the center, we want to smooth it out nice and flat here. So we're going to take the hands right in front of the chest, shoulders relaxed, chest lifted. We're going to drop down to the right side and back to the center, touching down on the mat just outside of that right hip. And then to add a challenge here on your next set, you can extend the right leg as you drop down and set it back. Extend and set it down. In between sets, we're going to take the feet nice and wide, hold the front of the knees, and fold yourself forward to release those hip flexors. And then we'll get back in position, repeat on the other side. And for that advanced option, we're extending the leg as we twist. And then again, we take a little stretch to release. And now we're going into our bicep curls. So you're going to grab your weights, and what I like to do is grab a couple of light weights in each hand, and that way if I get tired, I can just drop one set, and I still can keep going without missing a beat. So we're going to get in that V-sit position. Again, reestablish that core, belly nice and tight. You want your elbows coming straight out from the shoulders, and we're going to start with those dumbbells back by the temples. We're going to drop back as we extend the arms, and then we're going to pull everything together. Drop back, keep that back nice and straight, and pull everything together. Again, flattening out those muscles in the belly, pulling the belly button in nice and tight, and keeping the back perfectly straight here. From here, we're going to go into an alternating bicep curl. You're going to come back and hold as far back as you can without creating any pain in the low back, okay? So if you need to do this upright, that's okay. We're going to drop back, alternating these curls, and these are, this is 1, this is 2, okay? So 1 on each side equals 1 set. Then we're going to open up to 45 degrees, continuing those alternating curls. We're going to open all the way up to the side, try not to sway side to side here, and then we're going to work our way back through that 45 degrees, right in front of the shoulders here, and then we're done. So we're going to come forward, cross the legs, take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, press down, open that chest. Maybe take the thumbs up, open wide, thumbs down, press the hands together, and you're done with that section. Alright guys, so we are done with our workout. We're going into our cool down for our bar workouts. So for this cool down, it's going to be a really similar pattern to what you do in the warm-up, but this is a nice gentle version to bring the heart rate down and get you nice and stretched out after your work. So we're going to start facing the front of our mat. We're going to take a big inhale overhead, fill those lungs, exhale, arms down. We do that 3 times. Fill the lungs, and then exhale all the way. On this last one, we're going to drop the chin, soften those knees, roll all the way down, and you're just going to nice and easy step your feet back into a plank, right away touch the knees down, and you're going to lower yourself onto the mat. Release the toes, bring the elbows forward under the shoulders. Lifting to Sphinx pose, you're just going to lift that chest, get a nice stretch through the core here from all that ab work. Then lower down, hands under the shoulders, press up to hands and knees go wide, sink back to child's pose. Coming back up, you can take as many breaths there as you want. Coming back up to hands and knees, tuck those toes under, push back just really quickly into that nice downward dog, big stretch, and then walking the feet up to the hands, rolling up to standing. We'll inhale the arms up. Take a little stretch to each side, just like we did at the beginning. Up and over, keeping equal weight in both feet here. And then we'll go right back down. And you can repeat this sequence as many times as you need to until you feel nice and limber and stretched out. Heart rate comes back down, and you're done.